J-Man. I'm back. And I'm with Andy.
Yo.
You heard him in the All In podcast. Now you can see him.
That was me.
I know, I'm the good looking one.
I think so.
You think so? Yes.
Also the dumb one.
Anyway. You're fired.
Okay, bye.
Get back here, Mark Ruffalo. That's funny.
Nope.
okay. What we're going to talk about is Venom. I was going to do one on horror movies, but we went to watch Venom, and it was actually really good.
I enjoyed it more than I thought I would.
Spoiler alert, this is a spoiler video, it's okay.
Yeah, he's going to do like a non-spoiler one at some point, but he didn't trust me to not give stuff away, which is...
No, I'm going to have with two separate opinions. I'm going to ask you and James the same questions, and with James I might discuss the music video.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's seen the music video more than you have. Okay. I'm going to say, first of those things... yeah, the long one. First thing I'm about to say, let's talk about Tom Hardy.
Well, I like him. I know you... What's your opinion on it?
I really didn't like Tom Hardy, but I watched Venom and now I do like Tom Hardy.
I don't know an awful lot about him because I'm really not a film guru. But I saw him in Legend and I thought he did really well.
Legend's good. I think that Legend's a very different film to Venom. That's the thing. It's not a superhero film. It's like it's a villain film, but it's not quirky. It's not like over the top sciencey.
I think Ronnie Cray is a very different character than like Venom. Yeah.
Ronnie's a different character to Reggie though as well. Though I mean.
Well, yeah.
That's it. He put too much. That's the thing about you put all your effort into one role, and he had to put all his effort into two roles, which is the craziest thing. No, not knocking his acting, but anyway, the main reason is The Dark Knight Rises is the reason I don't like him. You know, that's the reason I didn't like him.
Fair enough.
I do like him in this film because I've never really. I think he's in a lot of man films, and he also a lot of time he's cast because mums like him.
I suppose from a outside point of view, he's probably an attractive man.
Did he do it for me?
Or me, but it's kind of like David
First
Beckham.
Spider-Man.
I could see how he would be considered.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, it's because he was on CBeebies though. You know, when he read the bedtime story.
Really?
All the mums tuned in to watch him read the bedtime story, which I think is kind of nice, really, isn't it?
Mm.
But he's one for the mums, isn't he? But I mean, he did actually. First thing I was worried about was actually him doing a Brooklyn accent.
He did the Cockney accent, alright.
Yeah, well, of course he did the Cockney accent really well. I mean, that's not too. I could talk like that for the whole video if I wanted to.
Well, I could try, but
It's a bit gravelly that. No, he did a good Brooklyn accent. I know Tom Holland had a dialect coach because you know he's like Spider-Man's English.
mm.
But he had a dialect coach teach him a Queen's accent. Sound Jewish, right? I'm not Jewish. That's what people say. Do you have a Jew throw a little bit?
His middle name is also Ishmael.
I have brought that up in a previous
It's
video.
had people guessing for years.
Okay. Okay. Compare Tom Hardy to Topher Grace from Spider-Man 3.
As in, when you say that, do you mean the person or when they're Venom?
As an actor.
Right,
I'll come to that later.
Right, I think he was a bit more badass as Tom Hardy.
That's the thing, because Venom's like a big, hard-nut football player kind of guy, whereas I liked the direction Topher Grace took, because I'm a big Topher Grace fan, but he was definitely a bit more of a weedy dweeb, wasn't he?
So I think I said to you that I said, isn't he a bit more badass than like...
Is that wrong? No, actually it's probably more right.
Because I said that was he a bit too badass, and you said no, the last one probably wasn't badass enough.
Yeah. I liked the last one as well. I mean, I think I like Venom, the film, more than Spider-Man 3. Not that I'm ever going to diss Spider-Man 3, because a lot of people do.
Spider-Man 3 was an alright film. I just think it was too much.
It was too much. They wanted to go one bigger than the previous film. You can't go bigger than Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2 was a great film, and I thought the whole Doc Ock and the backstory for that, my favourite of the three.
I may do a Spider-Man trilogy.
Yeah, well, get me on the Spider-Man 2, because I like Doc Ock.
Doc Ock was very good in Spider-Man 2. But we'll get to that in another video.
Yeah, because I could go a whole video about that.
We would happily do an hour on Dr. Octopus, I think. So yeah, but these I remember Topher Grace from that 70s show. Remember that scrawny kid, Eric? The main character?
Not overly.
He has watched it.
I've kind of seen that 70s show, but because I didn't really know, cause I was working evenings at the time they were watching it, right? So I wasn't seeing it in sync or anything. I was just seeing
In sync.
odd bits of like stuff. And the most relatable character was Red, a bit of a grumpy old git.
Dumbass!
That's me.
Oh yeah, man. So I love. The thing is that he got so jacked though to be Venom. Topher Grace did, because you look at how skinny he is in that 70s show. But you know it's in the last episode because he's not in the last season because he's filming Spider-Man. And then he's in the last episode and he's wearing some big like puffy coat to cover up all of his muscles. That being said, Tom Hardy's way more hench.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy is like super ripped. But that means in Batman he was CGI muscled, I think. Like there's no way he's Bane muscly. I mean, in Batman and Robin, they cast I think he was a wrestler or a bodybuilder or something. Like, as in he was actually huge. I think he died after just sort of filming that film actually.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But I think the DVD was dedicated to him. But yeah. So Tom Hardy, he's big enough to be Venom because Venom's like realistic level muscular, I think. But I will say this right now. I did not like Dark Knight Rises, which is why I was terrified about seeing him in another comic book movie. Because I think the problem was probably more with the script. In the dark, I think Bane was, because Bane's like, I am Bane.
Didn't you say to me that when you found out Tom Hardy was going to be it? And I said, oh, that sounds alright. You don't know, I think he was a good actor for the Cray twins, but not really.
That's his kind of film. And that's why I was so worried, because I thought Bane was sucking me. I don't like the Dark Knight trilogy a lot. I mean, I think if you watch it as a film, it's a good series of films, from writing perspective. But I don't think it was comic-y enough. I mean, some films these days are too afraid to look like a comic book movie. Which, that being said, Suicide Squad did. And I really like Suicide Squad, but some people didn't take it well, even though it does look like a comic book movie. Venom didn't really per se. It was very dark. It was very dark, Venom. One of the discuss in the trailer. Talk about the CGI. I mean, in the trailer, the CGI didn't look amazing. Like, there's the shot where, you know, he's in the pharmacy. You know, it's the last scene of the film. When he's in the pharmacy. And then it kind of goes over half of his face, and you can see Tom Hardy and Venom, and it's like, we are Venom.
Yeah.
In the trailer, that looked really lousy. In the film, it does look better. So, I mean, if you haven't watched the film yet, why are you watching the spoiler video? We're on to you. But if you have seen the film, you'll probably agree it does look a lot better. Because I know a lot of people said in the Godzilla trailer, the CGI needs work.
I think they improved it, yeah.
A lot of time in the trailer, the CGI needs work because they put the trailer out really early before it's like fully done with production, just to see the films coming out. And then when the film comes out, it looks a whole buttload different, but in a good way, you know. So if you're worried about the trailer, don't worry. The CGI does look good in the film. I mean, it's not like massive budget Avengers level. But I have no problem. But let me say, I don't want to put too much truck on the CGI just because it's about the writing, not about the budget. I mean, you know, a good director can make a film for $28,000
Oh, this is good.
look like
Kevin Smith or something.
a Hollywood plug.
I'm going to clear this up, okay, before I get any, oh, Kevin Smith's amazing hate. Kevin Smith is fine, right? I hate me all you like, I find Jamie Hughes annoying as hell.
You've hurt his feelings. You've hurt his feelings,
Ugh.
my friend.
In fact, it's not even, like, I don't know what his character's, like, his person is like, but I find the character just annoying.
Oh, the character is very much based on him. Though before Kevin Smith went to film school. So it's like, before he went to film school, he was some jumpy little kid, yeah? And then when he came back, he kind of mellowed out. I mean, that's what weeds do to you. He'd proper mellowed out, actually. But he does kind of do it deliberately now, though. So he'll like say, like, snooch, snooch, and stuff like that.
That annoys me.
On Facebook, he does Fortnite. And he still says stuff like that. No, I don't want to get too much on Kevin Smith.
No, we could make a long video on reasons I find him annoying.
I'll do a video on every individual movie. Challenge accepted. Okay. Next up, eating people.
Okay.
This chapter is called Eating People.
Well, this is where you get that, what is it, anti-hero, like where he does it to people
I'm going to discuss anti-hero in a minute.
that deserve it. Like that guy trying to get protection money off Mrs. Chen, he had it coming.
I forgot her name, thank you. Yeah. Oh, what film was it I was watching? I watched Deadpool 2. And there's the kid. You haven't seen Deadpool 2 yet.
No.
There's like the kid in the kid in the film, and the kid's being like held in some like mutant facility thing, and the guy who owns it is like abusing him. So Deadpool shoots this dude in the face, and then Colossus gets mad and beats the crap out of him. But that was the right thing to do. This dude's abusing children. Shoot him in the face.
Yeah, kick his ass. Yeah.
I mean, don't go the whole heroes never kill. I hate the hero never kills. Like, I'm pretty sure Batman killed the guy who killed the parent. I mean, there's a grey area in the comics. Like, did he? Didn't he? In the new ones, I think he was arrested.
To take a slight diversion, I always said that Bilbo should have ran a sword through Smeagol in the Hobbit.
In the Hobbit. You do it.
Eh?
You do Gandalf.
Well, true courage is now not going to take a life, but going to spare one. Which applies to me and that spider. We had this big ass spider in the bathroom, and I made him get rid of it. I think it was. Was it you?
Probably.
And yeah, and I said that I would have taken a roll-up newspaper, but true courage was now not one to take a life, but one to spare one. True courage, me and that spider. I mean, I won't go near it.
You're an everyday hero.
That's right.
If you haven't seen the film while you're watching this video, he does eat people. I thought it was going to be like a case of he goes to eat people, but Eddie stops him. Like, because I think he only eats about 3 people in the film. Like, he gets stopped a lot by either he gets shot at or like his girlfriend's like, stop doing that, But he does eat about 3 people. He actually bites 3 people's heads off.
He seems to only want the head.
Yeah, I don't know why the head. I think it's more about sucking the energy out of somebody.
I know, because if you wanted it for food, you'd probably go for
if you're not compatible,
the leg or the wing or something.
I think the idea is you have to be like compatible. It's like giving blood, right? Like for example, I'm like O positive or something, for example, and you've got like B positive blood. Your blood wouldn't work in me, right?
I think it would, because I'm not sure actually, because I think anyone who's Rhesus positive can have
Reese's Pieces.
I think if your blood type is A plus, B plus, AB plus, you can have O, as long as it's O positive. But if you're negative, I don't know if like B negative can have O negative. I don't know.
But I don't know
Okay, I don't think it works the way around.
Basically, the idea is you have to have matching blood type.
I'm a scientist.
It's not about blood type, but you have to have like your body has to basically match theirs. So he will like go to one person, who'll drain them in like 3 seconds, not compatible, move on to the next person. Eddie Brock was the first person who was actually compatible with him.
Was he a perfect match or not?
He would do. I think the only 100% perfect match was Flash Thompson. The kid who bullied Peter Parker in school.
Well, Peter Parker beat him up. But anyway,
he becomes Agent Venom. He's a good guy. He does become. He was a bad kid, but he did become a good guy in the end. Which I don't think we're going to do it in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, because at the end of the second film, he was actually alright. Was the first one I don't remember. Not seen Amazing Spider-Man a lot. I'm not going to say I hate. Everyone hates on it. I liked it. I like all the Spider-Man we've had though. I don't think we've ever had a bad Spider-Man.
No, because Tobey Maguire, I actually liked
him. Do you know who's underrated Spider-Man? The one from the 70s. Remember those movies?
Truthfully, no.
He used to shoot out the web like that, and he had like a machine there. He didn't do that. He did that, and he could fly. The web, the gliding webs under his arms.
Oh right, yeah.
Like you can see the poster over there. In the show he used to fly, which is ridiculous. But I think the show was like Japanese, and they kind of translated it to American, even though the actor was American. I think I'm not an expert on 70s TV show because I wasn't there. So yeah. I'm a fan of all the Spider-Man I've had. I mean, I'd say Tom Holland may be the best one we've had, the newest Spider-Man. You have seen Homecoming, haven't you?
Yeah, it had Ned in.
Ned! I'm going to break your heart, though. Ned might become the Hobgoblin.
What? Why?
Mind control.
No.
Not evil, mind control. It'll be a beautiful story.
Spider-Man screwed. That Ned was a badass.
He saved him.
He did.
Ned is the real hero of that, people. I want to about the fact they got like a line straight out of the comic books. Oh yeah, we're gonna. Okay, sorry, we pause it for a second. Yeah, the line from the comic books. In a bit where he's got the guy and he's like, eyes, lungs, pancreas.
Mm-hmm.
So many snacks, such little time. I love that. That's actually straight out of the comic books. That bit.
No, fair.
I do when they do like little references like that.
I've not actually read them, so.
I read online. I don't actually own every comic ever written.
Yeah.
Someone's going to be like, what are you talking about? You've not read every comic book ever written? How are you in any way qualified to make this video?
Truthfully, the only comic books I've read are Beano and a bit of the Dandy.
I'm questioning my life now. Why am I doing this video? Because I wanna.
I'm probably the wrong person to have this, but I've seen the films though.
Then,
and it's also...
You know the Spider-Verse.
He's got James, who is going to do a different video with him.
James is going to do the spoiler-free video.
Then you've got Charlie, who doesn't want to be on camera.
Wimp.
And then you've got Al.
Al will do a video because, you know...
And then you've got Catherine.
She'll probably try and do one. She'll ask me though. She'll come up to me. Everyone else has done one. Can I do one, please?
I don't know. Her opinions would be interesting though.
Oh yeah. I mean,
it'd be a different take on it with Catherine.
I'm not doing Disney princesses.
She'd do Lady and the Tramp with you in a second.
I've not watched Lady and the Tramp in so long.
It's a good film.
I like the film. I mean, it's been a long time. And I'm not saying that's my area of expertise though.
Mm-hmm.
Disney movies. I mean, I don't say Avengers is a Disney movie.
Look, she'd make an hour video on that.
Thor is a woman now. Is Thor a Disney princess?
I'm guessing Princess, no.
But if Thor's a woman now,
maybe.
is Princess Leia?
Well, borderline.
Though she's not a princess anymore. Alderaan got destroyed.
Just so you
She's
know,
not queen of any planet now.
this is the Venom video.
Venom, I tangent. Autism. Shh.
I do too.
Yeah, I love it when they get bits from the comic books. Like, I mean, obviously they have to have read a comic book. You know, the storyline comes from somewhere, right?
Yeah.
But I love when they actually directly reference a specific comic book. I really like it when they do that. So that's really cool. Next thing was about who the hell is Eddie Brock?
Well, okay, so in Spider-Man 3, he was like, what, an editor or something at the
He was a photographer. He was a photographer like Peter.
Oh, he was a photographer for the Daily Bugle. And in this, he was like a news reporter.
I think it was like a webisode or something. You know, like he had I think it was a web series maybe. He was like a presenter.
Yeah, yeah.
I think he did. I think he did it for his website though, not for TV.
Oh right, okay.
I'm not sure.
But he was semi-famous because when he met that doctor, what was his name? Dave, was it?
Everyone knew who he was. Yeah.
Yeah, and he goes, "Oh, Eddie Brock, I'm a fan and everything." Yeah.
I used to be. Actually, his boss, the boss, the baffer. His boss.
Yeah. That's not Jonah Jameson.
No, it's not Jonah Jameson. He's in Luke Cage on Netflix. Not related.
No.
Not related, but they got the same actor. I like it when they that was pretty cool. I reckon they saw him in Luke Cage and thought, I'll have him. He's pretty good. You must throw one out there. Yeah. So basically, those don't know, Eddie Brock was originally a villain. He was like the anti Peter Parker, wasn't he? I mean, he was a better photographer. You know, he was cooler. Though I don't know if Topher Grace was anyway cooler than Peter Parker.
No.
But less. I love Topher Grace, but I mean.
But so let's get this straight, right? He was meant to be interviewing that science bloke,
Carlton Drake,
and he accused him of killing people.
But yeah, his experiments. He said you're getting like homeless people off the streets, and
he got fired for it. But
yeah, he got fired because he asked too many questions.
Proved it in the end. I'm guessing you offered another job because at the end he was doing some serial
in the
killers.
end, he got a better
post-credit scene. If you left before the credits,
we'll get there.
Is that your first day? But he was doing some program, wasn't he, when he went to prison? I knew that.
We'll get to post-credit scenes. Yeah. So in this, Spider-Man is not in the film. Doesn't need him.
No.
Venom fully carries this film perfectly. In a way, I think Venom's almost too much a hero. he should have like embraced his dark side a little bit more.
Is Venom meant to be a bad guy?
He was a bad guy, but he became a good guy, so now he's anti-Venom.
Because he wasn't actually particularly nasty in it. I mean,
but in Spider-Man 3, he wasn't being evil. He was having a revenge attack against Peter Parker.
Yeah.
So I sympathise. Peter Parker did ruin this guy's life. I'm not saying it's his fault, but I'm not saying I blamed him. Maybe trying to murder him was a little over the top. Might kick his head in a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I know that you're saying...
And he stole his girlfriend.
No. Yeah, that would make you pretty mad, wouldn't it? And I know you're like excited thinking, this guy, if you haven't seen him, this guy eats people's heads. How is he not that bad? Well, he did it to like someone who was demanding protection money.
He was a bad dude, yeah.
Yeah, he did that. And didn't he do it to someone else who was like horrible?
One of the henchmen, I think. One of Carlton Drake's henchmen.
Yeah, I had it coming.
Yeah, I mean, so he only actually turned evil. Yeah, only people who were evil.
Had it coming.
Yeah. The next thing I'm going to ask you, who is Venom? He's a symbiote. He's an alien. He's a bit of sludge, isn't he?
Yeah. Right. Like, this is the thing that okay, I don't have to explain this. They went to another planet and pulled a load of samples back, one of which was Venom, right?
Yeah, there's like 100 different, like a million different variations of Venom. So it'll be a different colour, slightly different
What are they? What form do they take on their own planet?
Well, I'm not sure. I think they are just like splat. I think they do have a face, but it's kind of just a splat with a face. Like they need. I think the idea was they can sustain themselves on their atmosphere, but on this atmosphere they need someone who can breathe air for them because they can't breathe our air on their own. But in Spider-Man 3, it was literally just a suit, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Whereas in this, he kind of gets inside your body and he affects your mind as well. Because that's what Spider-Man 3 didn't get, the split personality. Venom speaks to him in his own head.
It's not even that, because it's like, if they, like, attach to you, you start it will, depending on what speed, like, consume you, sort of.
That's another thing about the film. It made Eddie Brock almost better. Whereas Peter Parker, slowly turned him... I think it started out where he just get more aggressive. He was like, oh, I'm stronger and faster, I'm in this suit. Then he kind of turned into a dick. And then he was that close to turning fully evil when he thought something's wrong here. I say Eddie didn't... Maybe because Eddie wasn't a great dude to start out with. Because, I mean, I think it... it's like... I think it's like The Mask. It's kind of like... It heightens whatever's in you already. So I think it's like... I think Eddie could have been more evil. But... I think it's like Godzilla, though. You put something more evil in front of him.
I have got one question. You know that bit where he's in that CAT scan or whatever it is room, and then she plays the noise which drives Venom out of him?
Yeah, Venom hates sound waves.
Yeah, and then he's stuck in that room, and then he climbs up the vent.
Yeah.
And then he attaches to the dog, then the girlfriend, then back to him. How come they were matches that he didn't consume in the first seconds?
Oh, I think he was only in them for a very short period of time. Okay. Though I think she should be like super weak though and drained though, right?
Although didn't she have like...
Unless she was a match, I don't know.
Didn't he, as in Eddie, start getting like liver failure or something, like early stages or something?
Yeah, I think that was one of the bits it drains first, was the liver. That's one of the things the symbiote...
But how come he went on with Venom if he was getting liver failure? Because surely over time... Was it him who was getting liver failure? Have I got that right?
Eddie, well, I'm not sure. They did mention liver failure. It might be somebody else. But he was like really ill though.
That's what I mean, yeah, because he did. He felt bloody awful. But so how come he kind of accepted Venom? Because surely over time it would kind of...
I do get you. I'm not sure exactly, actually. I'm thinking about that now.
Did eating people's heads give him enough sustenance?
Yeah, that was. I think it was a case of he's eating people's heads in order to not drain Eddie.
Fair enough. Please excuse the tissue. My mate James, did deal with him about the rest of it. He had the lurgy ill for 2 days. I've had it for 2 weeks.
Yeah. So I think that's what it was. I think it was because he needed Eddie alive.
Yeah. Well, if he dies,
if he's a good
kind of
match,
screwed, really. Yeah.
So he had to drain other people.
Because I remember he was saying, like, you know, oh no, you're too good of a match to let go just yet.
Yeah, I mean, they bonded.
Thing is, I said to him halfway through the film, because I'm a dick who talks in the cinema.
I do it.
There was me and him, like, and I was like, thing is though, they're kind of bros actually.
Yeah, they were broing
They
out a
seem
little
like
bit.
bros, like they really do.
Yeah, I mean, there's two types of talker in the cinema. There's me whispering to Andrew, you know, like, oh, I see what they did there. Or that when I went to see Charlie in the Chocolate Factory, there was this girl about 2 rows in front. Yeah, and every time you see a chocolate bar, she was like, oh, this is where he gets the golden ticket. And then he has about 4 or 5 chocolate bars. Every time he has a chocolate bar, or you see a chocolate bar, this is the part where he gets it. Oh, no, it's not my bad.
If I wanted a running commentary, love, I'd like, you know, go to like one where it does all that, like.
I'll listen to the director and Johnny Depp's commentary. That's the only commentary
I don't want you to shut up. I mean, there's a few other types. There was one film we saw.
I want to hear Johnny Depp say
and some girl was making dirty noises like the whole way through.
Really? Was it 50 Shades?
No, we saw it with Mum, and she was making like sex noises all the way through.
Was it? I don't remember this.
Oh, there was.
I think I may have blanked it out, probably. You know, we deleted it from my past.
Oh no, I'll ask Mum. She'll tell you. And then you just get, you know, the standard like smart comment guy like Harry Potter 2. No one's at the basilisk straight in the eye. Oh, I did.
He's a dick, but I respect that though.
No, it did make me laugh. Actually.
I love it, man. Yeah, I'm not super familiar with Venom's home planet though. Like, he says he's somewhat of a loser where he's come from.
No, does he mean loser as in like nerdy dweeby guy, or does he also?
I think he's a fugitive.
Criminals.
I think he's a criminal. I think like he must have done. I'm not sure. He must have done something wrong on his homeworld.
Because didn't you say he was a prisoner, and that's where Riot was trying to take him back?
I think Riot was trying. Because I think Riot is like an army general or something. You know, and I think it's like he's been sent or sent himself. I don't know. He's basically chasing. But there's 4. That's the thing. Like, look at this. There was 4 symbiotes, I think, in the film. I think. And I think Riot basically chased Venom back to Earth. They called him a traitor as well. So maybe his crime was actually trying to escape or something.
Because he wanted to stay on Earth.
I might have to watch this film again and really take it all in.
Probably.
I've only seen it once at the cinema. You know, so I've not taken everything in yet. So I mean,
nor have I. Saw it once in the cinema. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So I mean,
because like, I thought when he said "Have a nice life" and he dropped Tom Hardy.
That's
into
like
the sea,
the tagline of the film. Like 3 people say to him, "Have a nice life."
Like when he dropped him in the sea and like dropped him in the sea and like
the rocket
said "Have a nice," yeah. I thought that maybe Venom had like sacrificed himself to like save.
That's what I thought.
Riot and all that lot going to come to Earth to try and like.
Yeah, I think they wanted to take over. Yeah. I think the thing is though, when Venom blew up, we thought that was it. But I think you only need like 1 drop of Venom because it expands. So I think you only need like 1 drop and it will do. You know, because it will just grow.
Maybe it's like a worm. Apparently, you cut worm in half, you get 2 worms. I don't trust
starfish. I think if you cut a leg off a starfish, the starfish will grow his leg back, but the leg will grow into another starfish.
I think I might have heard that somewhere else.
If that's true.
But I heard that if you cut a worm in half, you get 2 worms. I don't cut worms in half.
The 2 bits kind of move simultaneously.
I just feel sorry for the worm getting hacked up.
No, I'm not into hacking up worms. I want to point out now.
The only time I've ever done that to a worm was for fishing. I feel bad.
Not quite hunting deer, but you know, halfway there, isn't it?
I chucked the fish back.
That may be even crueler.
It's kind of harsh as well. Anyway,
I'm not going to sit here saying fishermen.
Let's get off. Like the ethos of fishing.
The ethos. I like that. The ethos. Funny moments.
Well, I like the bit obviously where at the end where he eats that guy's head, turns back into Eddie, and is like, "Oh, hey, Mrs. Chen, I've got a parasite."
Yeah, some people thought it was too funny because it was originally supposed to be a horror film. They went back on it because they didn't want to give it,
You know, there was more funny bits than I'm thinking, because I remember we were laughing a fair bit in the cinema.
I remember it's like when he's like on the top floor of the building in his boss's office, and he's like, jump out the window.
Oh, yeah.
And then he clicks the elevator. Pussy. that's
or when he asked for, what is it, like, they're in the shop and he goes, what do I get? And he's asking for, like, sweets.
Tater tots and chocolate.
Yeah.
It's like Doctor Who with his custard and fish fingers. Tater tots and chocolate. I just think about Napoleon Dynamite though, when he's like, "You can eat them tater tots." And they actually used that scene in the Burger King's advert. Watch Napoleon Dynamite. I might do a video on that. Independent movie, did really well. Watch it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
And mine.
I'd say it's about half an hour. What the hell is this? It looks like a sketch show. And then after you go, oh, that's where it's going. That's really nice.
Like I said, I'm not.
I mean, it's not like a cerebral film. It's not like an intelligent film or a difficult film. It's just really nice.
Fair enough.
Got a good soundtrack as well. This film is pretty good. I'll talk probably more about the soundtrack with James, because James is a big Eminem fan.
Okay,
We're too punk for him.
Green Day tattoo.
I've only shown like a Joker tattoo. My tattoos aren't that punk rock though, are they? I've got an anarchy symbol. I've got the Joker, and I've got Pikachu.
I've got the bad anarchy.
But I'm gonna get the Dolly Rot signatures. So that's pretty punk rock, right? The band, the Dolly Rots, signed a piece of paper, and that piece of paper is going to get tattooed on.
Speaking of the Dolly Rots, I think there's a song called Anarchy in Disney. So I've got the Anarchy arm, which has got the Green Day heart shape.
Shout out to Dolly Rots.
And the very bad Anarchy symbol.
Yours is better than mine. Mine's
so
not shaded. Well
Anarchy arm, and you've got the Disney arm, and there is my Ariel, which is fading a bit actually as well. But you know.
Too sweet? No? Okay. Tattoos. Yeah, shout out to Dolly Rots. I don't know why.
Although this washes out the colour, so it probably looks a lot worse than it.
This is the best. I know, because it's like, it'll pick one. I think the red. It's picked the red, and it's like popping the red out. But it's just for. But luckily, though, I'm wearing colours, because if I don't wear colours, my beard will pop out. It'll just pick the most colourful thing in the shop.
His beard is like, my hair's ginger, and then his beard is a whole different.
You know, Kelly's autograph, which I'm going to get tattooed on me, says to Captain Redbeard. Love Kelly. We're friends.
I mean, you see his beard in the sun, and it is like
dazzling.
Hayley Williams, like.
I want to point out I have a moustache. It's the blondest part, because everyone's always like, why don't you have a moustache for that? But I do have a moustache. It's just blonder than the rest of the beard. I don't know if you can really see it. There's a gap in the middle, by the way. I have a really patchy beard, actually. There's a bit in the middle there. I could never have a Hitler moustache. Not that I've ever wanted one, I want to point out. I mean, everyone thinks I'm Jewish, right? And the side bits here.
Back to Venom.
But other funny thing, you know when in the final scene where he's in the shop, with Mrs. Chen, and he picks up the guy, the criminal, and he was like, "I'll bite off your face and your head and your arm and your leg, and you will just be a body rolling around in the wind." Like a turd.
Yeah.
That's the spirit. And again, the guy that I got my comic book store, he thought that line was too silly. Maybe, but I'm a comedy fan. Predominantly, my favourite genre is comedy, and I think that was such a good line.
Thing is, I like it how it is as a sort of comedy performance. Thing is, if it was a straight out horror film, I'm not sure if I would have enjoyed it.
I think it's warming. It's inviting. You sympathise with the character a lot more if it's funny.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. So I think, especially seeing as it's in effect it's a villain posing as a hero.
Where Venom is, I know he's kind of meant to be a villain, but he's kind of like a nice guy, really.
I think he's alright.
I don't know if you could build a horror movie where he was a nice guy. So
I think if you had the horror movie, I think it would start more Venom than Eddie Brock. I think that's the end. Maybe Eddie Brock is the hero and Venom's almost the villain, like two separate sides. Is the only way that he could have done it. Because I went out the film was supposed to be R-rated. It was supposed to be like a violent, bloody horror movie. But they went back on that. So now it's kind of a just fairly dark superhero movie, very much a superhero movie.
But there's comedy moments too.
So in America it's PG-13. In England I think it did make 15. Because they do have an F-bomb in it. The F-bomb when he's like, I'm going to drop my F-bomb.
Go on.
Fuck it, I have to save the world, you know.
I'm being really good on proper fat mouth.
Hey, no,
I have a potty mouth.
It's like Mick Foley. He's like, I get one, I'll use it well. There's my F-bomb for the day.
I think I have a potty mouth. Normally, I'm trying to be good.
I have a very bad potty mouth.
You know, you get
I
times.
saw a thing on Facebook though, and it's like you should hang out with people who swear more because they're saying what's on their mind. Like they're not hiding that.
I don't know. You get times though where you've got to try and rein it in, like when your nan comes over. It's like
Our nan swears more than we do.
but she notices if you do it.
That's true. I think it's like
She's like,
you've got a foul mouth on you, young man. Those effing those, you know, those effing those.
She's like,
it's all effing disgrace.
69. She's going to be 70 on her next birthday, which she's very happy about. And she goes, "Oh, I'm such an old lady." But yeah, the fact is, she's kind of not.
She's tougher than the rest.
She
of us.
can leg it for a bus still. And
I bet she could beat a 60-year-old in a fight.
she's got,
old lady fight.
She's kind of like, if she had to move a sofa, she'd lift it up straight.
Like that.
Oh, there's the colour all washing out again. Oh, come on.
I think if you move fast enough, it will kind of confuse it.
Oh, maybe down. Yeah, it does.
I think I turned a brighter shade of pale. I scared the colour of his face. You see, I did it again.
That's it.
Genius.
Can't
I know.
handle fast.
I've figured out the technology. I've beaten the machine.
There we go. Right, so where were we with Venom?
R rating. Yeah. So the guy who went to our comic book store, he was very upset that it wasn't a horror movie, bloody, scary, tits and blood. Not that you see tits in superhero movies, but other than Deadpool. You know, I mean, they don't usually go for that in superhero movies. I feel like it lowers the tone of the film a little bit. Not that I'm dissing Deadpool. Deadpool's perfect. It does lower the tone of the film a little bit.
It's always what you get though with those like cheap horror films.
Oh, I'm going to talk about horror films.
There's usually some like sexy.
I think the problem with that is though, I feel like there is a great deal of actual acting in slasher films, and they get some young girl no one's heard of. And it's like, you're going to get your boobs out. But this actually, not because they've done, I don't even know why they don't need to do a nude scene.
No.
Because the acting is good enough, well, hopefully, the film could be terrible, but if the acting is good enough in the film, because terror is something that's like a big acting role.
Yeah.
You know, and if you do that well, that can springboard your career.
Does it?
Army of Freshmen talk about this in airport.
Does it like sell the movie to like perverts or something?
I don't think, because again, you're not going to put it in the trailer, are you? I mean, if it's a Red Band trailer, I mean. But I mean, you're not going to.
Well, if that was in the trailer, it might be a different type of film. I mean,
50 Shades, naughty, naughty.
Is there actually any nudity in that? Because I don't know if there is.
In what?
50 Shades.
Oh, 50 Shades. The film's really weak, actually. Everyone's like saying because like the book is supposed to be like the most like dirty book ever written or something.
Well,
Kama Sutra.
I saw the third one. I didn't.
That's more like a chases and shit, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't choose to see it. Like I went to cinema with a mate, and she goes, "Hang on, let's watch nothing else is on." And I think the time before I went.
Keep talking. I'm gonna get a charger.
Oh, is it dying?
Yeah.
The time I went to cinema before with her, we actually watched that Poirot, like Murder on the Orient Express, and I really enjoyed that. And then she goes, "Oh, there's nothing good. There's nothing good. But just watch that 50 Shades of it was the third one." And
I want to watch Murder on the Orient Express.
It has that. It's a really good film. Honestly, watch it.
I do need to. It's got Kenneth Branagh. You know, he directed Thor.
But I saw that third 50 Shades film, and actually, to be honest though, I was more interested in the Audi R8 than her.
Audi R8.
If I had a straight choice, you get a go on the Audi R8 or a go on her R8.
Decision.
Very attractive woman, but that R8
Dakota
though.
Johnson.
Probably. I don't really read the credits. I'm terrible.
I don't know. I've not actually watched the film, but people talk about it a lot. A lot.
There are like references to it.
The book, though, I think I want to talk the book a lot.
Like they got some sex room and all that.
Room. Have you watched 50 Shades of Black?
No.
It's the spoof. It's got Marlon Wayans, you know, shorty from Scary Movie.
Alright.
And all the whips have names, and the first one says Django Unchained. It's brutal. Basically, imagine if it's like 50 Shades if he wasn't very good at it. There was severe lack of stamina.
To be honest, I don't actually remember a lot about it now. I mean, I'm probably not going to watch it again. I don't know. I think there was
some theatres banned single men from going to see the film. I think it's just ban whipping it out in the middle of the cinema. That's what I ban, you know. I mean, no one did that when we went.
I think there was some bit where they were halfway through it, and then she said the safe word, and I was like, "Wow, someone's all revved up with no place to go."
Oh, I love it in Eurotrip, and like he's in
revved up.
he's in Amsterdam, and like the safe word is something I'm proud like "Flugen, Dugen, Hagen, Hegen," or something, and then he like says what he thinks. He's like "Flugen, Dugen, Hagen, Hegen," and like, "You sure?" Yes, I'm very sure. And they just get this like huge machine out with like 5 dildos on it.
Wait, what film was that?
Eurotrip.
Yeah, I saw that. I was thinking that sounds familiar.
That's the funniest movie I've ever seen, man. The best scene is the Pope scene. When they're in the Pope Museum and it's like if you light the fire, the Pope's dead. And if you ring the bell, they've elected a new Pope, or is it the other way around? And they accidentally light the fire and everyone in the city's like, the Pope is dead! And then they accidentally ring the bell. A new Pope has been elected. And then he puts the Pope hat on. The curtain falls around him and he's holding the curtain rail. And then the window opens. And then people look up and see him there. It's like, and like the new Pope! That is the best scene in movie history, man.
I might try that.
You should. We're dangerous, aren't we, man?
Although I think it should like piss people off.
Dangerous!
Have like a black lesbian woman Pope. Shake things up a little bit.
Well, that's what they've done in Star Trek now. The new captain is a black woman, I believe, is a lesbian. Breaking walls down. Hey, fourth wall. I don't know if it counts because this is like real, right?
This is a house.
That's like a fourth wall break inside a fourth wall break. That's like 16 walls.
That is my dartboard. That is my wooden
This
board.
is dartboard, actually.
Which everyone who's played darts,
I love the different variations of tat I have on the wall.
has signed. You got Finn Balor
every video.
there.
Finn Balor's
For some reason, have a darts checkout poster there.
Checkout poster.
Even though I've never used it, if I've got to check something out, I just kind of figure it out. But give me a number between 100 and say 40 and not 100.
140 and 100. 112.
Well, if I had 112 left, I'd probably go triple 20, 20 that leaves 80, and then just go for the double 16. So I wouldn't have even looked at that. What does that say for 112? I don't even know. Triple 20, 12, double 20. Yeah, all that.
I heard maths.
Anyway, getting back to it, if I got this out wrong, someone's going to mock me so hard.
I don't understand numbers. I turn off at numbers. She asked for 69. I fell asleep.
Anyway, back to Venom.
Okay, I was going to ask you, is it still a horror movie?
No.
I there's no right or wrong answer for this one.
I wouldn't class it as a horror movie.
You don't have to be R-rated to be a horror movie. Look at Goosebumps.
Oh, Goosebumps, that is good.
Jack Black.
God, no?
Jack Black's in the new one.
No, I've not seen the new one.
We have the DVD. We haven't watched it yet. James bought it.
Well, Goosebumps. I want to watch it.
I'm dreading it though because I'm worried if it's going to be. Let me say, could it be? Can it be worse than the show? I mean, the show was kind of bad in a good. Because bear in mind, we were 8 years old watching this show.
Oh, I mean, that stay out of the basement. That guy covering all that green stuff.
He looks like the guy who played Lex Luthor in Lois and Clark.
Although that Night of the Living Dummy, there was something creepy.
That dummy did scare me. That dummy did. You know, the third film. I think we had the third film.
Yeah, what scared me more was that Halloween one where the mask like possesses you.
Yes.
That was worse for me. Oh.
I don't know because I think it's just because the costume design was too bad in that one, which why it didn't scare me.
Well, yeah.
These kids have never acted before. They're all very Canadian. Or it's like, oh yeah, it's about to get very scary in here.
I think that was more Irish.
I'm not very good at a Canadian accent. I love Jim Carrey. His built on Canada because like now he lives in LA. Everyone's like, is it cold up there because it's so warm here? And he used to just say it's fine, but now he likes screwing with people. So he's like, oh yes, it's so cold. Me and my friend MacTuck have to huddle to brave the elements. and then we have to pray to the great beaver, and that the great beaver will give us life for the next day. Just brilliant. I love that he just loves screwing people though. Jim Carrey's the best.
Yeah, so was Venom a horror movie? So I feel
back on track.
No, I'm not like
he keeps me on track.
I'm not doing this to be boring. It's just that like I don't know how much he wants us to talk about, but we're
aiming for an hour.
Yeah, we're on like 45 minutes now, nearly.
Nah, we don't. Don't worry, Andrew. Ignore the clock. All in was an hour and a half.
Oh yeah, that was going to be an hour. I was like, no, not going to be an hour. No.
I have a lot of questions. I mean, I'm going to say, what is an anti-hero? Anti-hero.
Now, in my unexpert opinion, because I'm not a superhero expert at all,
Neither am I.
I would say that they're like against nasty people,
Yeah,
but they don't mind bumping them off.
yeah. I think Batman's on the cusp because Batman doesn't kill people usually, but he likes beating them to a pulp. He has no mercy. Strike first, strike hard, no mercy. Cobra Kai. Crikey.
Like, yeah, that's what I would say. Or perhaps that they'd go through channels that
The more sadistic path.
like. What I mean is Spider-Man, who really is a hero.
Full hero.
He's out there with the
Red,
police,
white, and blue.
side by side with the police, taking them on, catching them in webs for the police to deal
Batman
with.
works with Commissioner Gordon. They have a bat signal.
Yeah, I think
Even though he's borderline.
they wouldn't work with the police so much. They're more of a vigilante.
Police hate vigilantes.
I would say that an anti-hero is more like a vigilante.
But now there's anti-villain in the equation. Harley Quinn has been described as an
What's an
anti-villain.
anti-villain then?
She's a villain who's basically doing good for once. Not as like a full-time thing, but she's like... in Suicide Squad, she has little choice. So they've got like little bombs in their head. If they don't do good, them.
Right. So could you argue that perhaps someone who's a nasty piece of work and say they rob a load of money but then give it to like a charity?
Robin Hood.
Robin Hood, yeah, Robin Hood.
Robin
Anti-villain.
Hood.
Rob from the rich to give to the poor.
Green Arrow. Green Arrow is no longer a Robin Hood ripoff, but he used to be. Thanks to Kevin Smith.
Also with Robin Hood, if you want a simple, if you've not seen a film on it, and you want one that's a bit less heavy than Prince of Thieves, because I'm a bit thick,
Men in Tights.
watch the Disney one.
Taron Egerton's new film coming out. A new Robin Hood movie with Taron Egerton from Kingsman. I remember him. Have you seen Eddie the Eagle?
No.
Eddie Eagle is such a good film, man. I love it so much. I cried.
So would you say that Venom was an, I'd say kind of anti-hero?
I think he's labelled. They throw it out there in the trailers. Anti-hero.
Because he was biting the heads of people that had it coming, like I've said before.
I saw a hamster do that.
What?
Bite head off.
Don't even go there with that. That's nasty. I don't want to think about it.
Yeah.
Hamster kind of ate the babies. Couldn't look at it the same way.
It was our stepdad's fault, not ours. Wave responsibility.
We were like 7, 8, something like that.
I'm still 7.
Yeah, with a beard.
I'm still in my head. 7.
I wonder who looks older at me and you.
I think I do because of the beard, but normally I have a very young face, which is why I have the beard.
I have aged in the last few years much more than I really have. Although somebody the other day thought I was 19.
Very nice. Very
I'm
nice.
24. And actually I was in Tesco and I was buying cigarettes. And I'm not allowed to smoke in this video because someone here. But I was in Tesco and bought a packet of cigarettes and she goes, got your ID? And I got her ID and she goes, oh, fair enough, I thought it was going to be a no sale. I was like, well, I didn't think I had it. She goes, no, I didn't think you were old enough to have the ID. And I was like, oh, right.
Oh, man.
And then Josh, who's 2 years younger than me, didn't even get carded.
Yeah, he's younger than me, I think, actually. But I mean...
Yeah, he's about 6 months, about 5 months younger than you.
Back in the track.
Yes.
Talk to me about Carlton Drake. The villain.
Well, he was a dickhead, wasn't he?
Well, I think he was nice to the kids, though. Like, there was a field trip at the beginning.
Yeah, I could go off on a slight tangent with that. I was doing this thing in English, and it said that even like one of these Nazi officers
You could get on with Hitler, apparently.
was nice to his
And
kids.
he was like evil as anything.
You can get people that are pure evil, but they're nice to speak to.
apparently Dad met Jimmy Savile, and apparently he was really good to speak to.
Yeah, my dad.
And he's like as evil as you get.
My dad met Jimmy Savile, and this is before it all came out about him. Well, obviously, because it didn't come out in his lifetime. But this was like years ago, probably in the 80s or something. He met Jimmy Savile, and he said he was actually a really nice guy.
But I mean, I think they're always nice guys though. Because how do you reckon he got to the stage though? Like,
No, that's right.
He got a friggin' kids show, etc.
Well, exactly, but
burn him. Sorry.
But apparently, to speak to, nice guy.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. But I think, if you watch a film though, you want a villain who you kind of think they're a nice guy almost.
Mm.
And in a film, you kind of want a villain who thinks they're doing the right thing. I mean, bear in mind, I think their research was going towards curing cancer.
Mm. Would you argue that Doc Ock's a bit like that? Because he was doing a lot of it all for the right reasons. He thought that he could make like renewable, sustainable energy for everyone.
The problem was it was a vanity project because it was his life's work. I think the reason he was pushing it to the level he did, not because he thought he was doing the right thing. He did think he was doing the right thing, but I think the reason he was pushing it so far was because he was too proud of his own work.
Right, but
because he'd done something no one else had done.
Again, we could do a whole video on this, but I think that in his own mind he was thinking he couldn't have miscalculated, and to an extent he was.
Working, wasn't it?
I'd imagine a world-renowned physicist, and some little university kid comes up and tells you, "Oh, how are we going to stabilise it?"
Peter was a prodigy, though.
Yeah, but still, I mean,
in the comics, he had his own company.
And I get that, but you might kind of, Although he says it was working, wasn't it? Yeah, working a bit too well. It turned into a bloody mini star. Had its own full-on gravity and everything.
Science.
Or was it electromagnetics?
Science will save the day. Science, let's shout hooray! Equibets.
But yeah, Carlton Drake. Getting back to that, he was nice to the kids. And when that little girl comes up, he goes, "Are you lost?" And then she turns him into a thing. But look, he was nasty though, because human testing, especially when it's against people's wills.
Very naughty, kids.
Never
no human testing.
And then I think the bit where he proved
the BBC has told me to say
when
that.
he proved beyond doubt he was a dick, right? The defining moment was. Not even the fact he got the people who were, I'm guessing, some level of volunteer.
Well, yeah, they got homeless people who didn't understand the thing. And it was just a case of, we'll give you money if you do this. Oh, alright.
And that is dickish. But I think the defining moment...
It's legal.
The defining moment for me was that scientist girl. And he was like, "It's a shame, really, you're the best we had," or something. And then he looked her in it and turned it on. With a pretty high chance it was going to just...
They worked together for a long...
Kill her
But
off.
it's like, in Batman, when Jack Nicholson, when the Joker shoots Bob, his own guy, his best friend, really.
Mm.
That's something of evil when they can actually take out their own men.
Mm.
He
finds out that she brought Eddie Brock into his place and he caused a lot of trouble, yeah. Now, if he'd have sacked her on the spot...
I know, but that's
fair.
Sacked, but it's that's extreme. Sacking, make her never ever work in science ever again. She did. I mean, that's that was a secret government facility.
Oh yeah.
No one's allowed in there.
All right, if she'd have gone to jail though,
yeah.
I thought, well, yeah. But he knew there was a 9 to 10 chance it was going to kill her.
Mm.
As in, he did it maliciously.
Yeah.
It's a shame you're the best we had. Yeah,
Yeah, man, but I like Bob, man. But in The Mask, the same actor played Bob. Basically the same role. Henchman got dumped on. Next thing I wanted to ask you. Tell me about Riot. So I think Riot was a general or something, right? He was a high-ranking figure. I don't know a lot about Riot from the comics.
Right. So Riot was the one that...
He's the Silver Venom.
He was the one that got out, went into that lady, went into the older lady, went into the child, went into Carlton Drake.
Yeah, he came out of the ship, I think, and he worked around all these people and eventually managed to get his way to LA, I think, and into Carlton Drake. And Carlton Drake was a good match, I think, as well. So,
Well, it's lucky you got so many people that were good matches, I'll tell you that.
Well, I don't think they were good matches because he drained them really quickly and he had to find somebody else.
No.
Until we got to Carlton Drake.
Right. Right, like... Now, this is maybe like... If he was meant to be potentially unbeatable by Venom, Venom gave him a pretty good fight. He effectively won.
I think Venom can beat him in a fight, but maybe it's just blow him up then.
My
question. Okay, I'm going to blow your mind holes.
But with if he's this total badass, right? Like, he's this total, like, big badass. He lasted half hour. Like, he did nothing for most of the film while it sets up Venom.
He was stewing.
And then while he then rocks up and then has about one fight with Venom and like that's it.
Well, I see that. What I say is that, you know, one drop of Venom survived. What if one drop of Riot survived? Dun dun dun! I want to point out, this film will have sequels.
Well, a second film is probably going to be Carnage.
Which we'll get to later.
I'm not going to mention this.
Well, I'm going to have a whole bit on that.
What if that could be Venom 3 if one drop of Riot survived and it's just lying dormant somewhere in a cat?
In a cat? There's some cat that's a perfect match.
Alright, a fish.
He's just living like as a fish.
This is what happens. When they fell into the sea, like how Tom Hardy did, a drop of Riot did too. It then possesses a fish which swims from America across the Atlantic into England into the River Thames, where I am there with my carp while I'm going fishing. I then reel it in, I'm fishing. As I unhook it, it then possesses me.
I've had an idea.
And then I become Riot.
If it gets the Loch Ness Monster. Bam, bam, bam!
Nah, the Loch Ness Monster don't eat people.
But what if he was on Venom?
It can't. St. Columba in 565 AD.
History.
We should do a Loch Ness Monster video.
I would.
Like, we need to do that.
When we come back from Loch Ness, we'll learn the history and we'll learn the history.
We're going in April. Look, I know enough history about Loch Ness Monster.
I want to hear it from the natives.
That thing exists. And also, if any of you have seen it,
a crappy Scottish accent. Not good at accents, people.
No, mine.
You heard about Canadian earlier.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to try any accents. I definitely can't do the Mancunian like what he can. Like, if you've seen Plebs, he's good at me.
I had to do it on command, really.
It's better than what I can do.
There's Chase Rouse, call them what you want, they're bloody gorgeous.
Right, so where were we?
One Monday, married flats.
So about Riot, so I reckon what you've just said about maybe a drop of Riot survived, and I reckon that might be a substitution.
Okay, I want to ask you a question. Spoiler alert, we'll come to it later. In the post-credit scene, Carnage. We'll go into it later, but there was 4 samples. Venom, Riot, Carnage. Did the 4th one die in a test subject? Because I saw a blob of something on the floor, but I don't know if that was their own size. Or is the 4th one out there?
That's what I wasn't sure, because wasn't there something about killing something or letting something die?
Yeah, so is that one dead? I don't know if they would have introduced a character and not use it, so I reckon we're going to forget about it, and maybe in the 3rd film go, holy crap, it survived!
No, I said that to you actually when I came out. I said maybe there's something happens with that if it's still in like...
I'm going to call it now though, if we think this creature is dead, and then in like 2-3 movies to come, because there's going to be a Venom verse, the Venom universe, if it comes out in several movies to come, that one survived and that one's the big bad of the whole thing, I'm going to say I called it.
I called that one too. If it is like the 4th sample that came to Earth, and it does rock up being something. What you said about Riot, I think might actually be. Maybe just it survived and went into the fish, and then.
I don't know. If they're doing a whole universe on it, I don't think they're going to kill off anyone straight away.
You can't, right? It's not one of the main ones.
Yeah. I think Riot's a fairly new character. Actually, I'm not sure. Carnage though. Spoiler alert! Mid-credit scene. Eddie's got a new job reporting, He goes into a police cell and they lead him to a room.
I thought he was doing a prison thing on serial killers.
Yeah, he's brought into the cell, where he meets Cletus Cassidy, played by Woody freaking Harrelson, I think. And he says, when I get out, there's gonna be carnage. Carnage is the biggie bad of all of the symbiotes.
If Carnage is him, and if Carnage is like Venom but worse,
Evil and madder.
surely he could bust out of jail.
I know, but they can't. The symbiote can't get through like a sealed glass container.
Was he in a glass cell?
I think there was a glass wall in it. I think. So I'm pretty sure he's in like a special cell or something. Or
maybe.
Or he's biding his time, calculating his plan. I mean, because the Joker is insane and he has very specific plans.
But what was his plan B? Like, surely he's not going to like try and take over New York or anything for like no reason.
I don't know. I have no idea what they're going to do with this, and I cannot wait for Venom 2. But yeah, Carnage is going to be so much fun. He's just going to... He's not going to... I don't know if he's going to have an agenda. He's completely bonkers. He's going to F shit up.
Because this Venom, right, especially with Eddie Brock, it's almost like wrong place at the wrong time. Like, he actually had the balls to take on Carlton Drake, and then that woman who works for him goes, hang on, you're right, like, do you want to come with me and we're try and prove shit against him? And then he happens to see that lady who he knows, like, you know, that...
Oh, the girl living in the street.
homeless girl.
Is it Maria?
Maria, I think it was, yeah. And then he happens to smash the glass, and then she happens to, in her dying act, throw the venom upon him. And then... So it's almost like wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, I mean...
If she'd have still been there selling the papers, and Carlton Drake had grabbed the next homeless person off the street, and not her, we wouldn't have a movie.
If he didn't know her, he would have just carried on walking, probably. Again, supposed to be a villain, compassion was his downfall. He had compassion. I mean, he's supposed to be a villain, he has a lot of compassion. But I don't think Eddie Brock was ever a fully evil guy. Venom is evil.
You know
but
what?
I think Eddie Brock is learning to control him.
I don't think he was particularly a nasty bloke. If you look through the film, what did he do? I mean, alright, he got himself and his girlfriend. I mean, should he have looked through his girlfriend's laptop? Eddie Brock?
No, he shouldn't have done that. That was again. He does uncool things. You know, he's not a perfect guy, and I like a flawed hero. Superman, you know, Superman is always perfectly good. Peter Parker, until he got the black suit, was perfectly good.
Yeah.
Next one, Stan Lee.
Oh,
Stan Lee.
So he says to Eddie, "Don't give up on her, neither of you," right?
Yeah, I think that was a really clever line. That.
How does he know?
Stan Lee knows everything.
Well, yeah, obviously he wrote it properly.
But I think there's a theory is that he plays the same character in every film. And in Infinity War, I think he's talking to the elders. And he was like, one time I was a delivery man for Tony Stark, you know. So basically, it may be that he is playing the same guy in every film.
Oh, in that case, he's seen so many superheroes, he knows.
He cut Thor's hair. Bastard.
Who knows how this works?
Stanley knows everything. I really wanted to throw Stanley out there just because Stanley's the best.
Well, I noticed it when he came on, because I'd sort of forgotten that Stanley...
I always did. When you start the film out, you're always like, when are we going to see Stanley? And then by the time you see him, you've forgotten about it. And they go, oh, crap, there is. Like, he's really clever with it. If you watch Thor 2, Dr. Selvig is on the blackboard writing down, like, the theory of everything or something. You know, he's on the space. But wait, blackboard full of Easter eggs. Like, Infinity War's mapped out. You know, there's, like, all the planets, you know, all of them, the realms of Asgard. You know... and then he's like, if this shoe is the galaxy or something, you know. And then Stanley's like, can I have my shoe back? You know. And as we're all so confused with the science, we don't notice that that's Stan Lee, and he got away with that one. So cause I think he's starting to get very clever with his cameos. Yarp. Just wanted to throw that one there.
No. What's next on the agenda?
On my agenda, I'm skipping some things just because, you know, time. Did one die? We got to that. Spider-Man was in it. Spider-Man wasn't in the film itself. I don't know if that's because apparently Kraven the Hunter is going to get a spin-off, and that will have Spider-Man in it.
Right.
So maybe in time we'll have Venom versus Spider-Man. Don't bank on it. I'm not saying it's happening. I'd like it.
I don't.
Spider-Man is now with the
No, I
Avengers.
don't want Venom versus Spider-Man because the fact is Venom in the film is basically
I think that's the thing. If we have Venom v
a
Spider-Man,
nice enough guy.
I kind of think Spider-Man's a dick, even if he's doing the right thing.
So that would involve Venom having to either turn into a dick that needs stop him. I mean, yeah, alright, he's eaten a few heads, but they deserve it. But you'd have to do something like seriously like horrible probably for Spider-Man to actually stop him. And I don't want to see this guy lose.
Yeah, that's the thing. So I don't know. Maybe they'll work together. Maybe it'd be like they start out fighting, and then we're like, we've got to put our differences aside to save the world.
Maybe.
Or Queens, Spider-Man's lazy, he only defends one town.
Huh.
Batman, talking about you. Blade went all over the world. He ain't slouching. I could totally do a video on Blade.
Oh, well, I'm not a fan.
But basically, Spider-Man is with Marvel Studios and Disney. This is by Sony and Columbia, like the original Spider-Man trilogy, but it's in association with Marvel. Okay, Deadpool is now in association with Marvel, so it's still its own company. It's still Deadpool's still on Fox, but I think they're allowed to reference the Avengers now because I think the Avengers technically own Fox now, and I think Sony has a working relationship with Marvel. So Spider-Man himself is now with Avengers, but the Spider-Man universe is still with Sony and Columbia. So Venom, I think, is going to be the forerunner of the series instead of Spider-Man. I think. I'm not good at this. So yeah, Spider-Man's not in this. I'm going to call it now and say I think he will be in future. Whether it be Tom Holland or different. Now I'm going to talk about the post-credit scene. When we had our first look at Into the Spider-Verse, the animated film. And didn't it say, like, in a parallel universe or something?
I mean, one another universe or something, yeah.
Yeah, in another universe. So it's not...
It makes clear animated Spider-Man.
It's not specifically related to Venom, but it is in the same... It's not in the same physical universe, but in the same film universe.
Yeah.
So it's like the two universes... You could switch between universes. The Flash has done it. You can switch between universes.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I think the new Joker film, it's DC Universe, but it's not in the same universe as Suicide Squad, hence why it's not Jared Leto. So it's probably going to be like that. Spider-Man, okay, because first you see Miles Morales, the new Spider-Man, standing over the grave of Peter Parker. But then we see Peter Parker.
I assume it's Peter Parker because he's got all this.
He's in a Spider-Man suit with
the webby
and he's got the machine on it. Yeah, he's got the web shooter. I'm not sure. I think that is Peter Parker. But then they got flee from the police, and he's like, the only thing is, I think it's the reason it's in a separate universe, not because it's animated. It's so quirky. It's so funny. It's like,
isn't it like Peter Parker's corpse or something?
He's knocked out. I think he accidentally knocked him out. I think.
Oh right.
Yeah, so he's running around with this knocked out body.
And he's like pressing down on its hands to shoot.
And he's like flying. Yeah. Miles Morales, he was referenced in Spider-Man Homecoming. Don Glover's character, the black fella, he said, I've got a nephew who lives in New York. And his nephew is Miles Morales.
Alright.
So I'm guessing Miles Morales does exist in the Spider-Man Homecoming universe, in the Avengers universe. So they're kind of... I don't know if it's the same thing or separate. I don't know. I don't know anything. So... Into the Spider-Verse, I reckon is going to have Spider-Girl, your Spider-Woman, all the villains. The Venomverse is the same, but it's not the same thing. Parallel universe is going to have all of your symbiotes, because there's loads of symbiotes. They've now introduced a god of the symbiotes. So he's going to F shit up. And maybe he'll team up with Riot. Imagine if the 4 we've got Venom, Carnage. I can't imagine Carnage ever doing good. Imagine if Carnage teamed up and they all fought this god. That would be a good end point. That would be amazing. I've just wrote that myself.
Thing is, though, right? Riot wanted to go back to the planet and bring them all over here, right?
Yeah, I think he was like.
And Venom was quite.
Venom likes it here.
What will Carnage's goal be?
Carnage has no goal. I think Carnage is just mental. You know, I mean, let me say the Joker is insane and he's got very calculated plans. I reckon Carnage will just do what's off the top of his head. You know, I think that's what's going to do. I'm not sure, but I'm so excited for Carnage because Carnage is like, I mean, not necessarily more powerful than Venom, but I think he's unpredictable. He doesn't have that like streak of like compassion.
I don't keep us waiting too long. It's like right? I saw it in 2017, like last summer, and now I'm like a year and a half later. Too long. Should have been a year between them, not 2.
What's that?
Yeah.
Well,
it's just such a long time. I'm gonna have to watch a DVD of the other one because I'm gonna forgot maybe bits.
I'm gonna do one of horror movies. There's 13 days till Halloween. I want to watch 13 films, one every day. I know, I might do a video, might not do a video, I'm not promising a video. No, just that. So yeah. I was quickly, while we're on that subject, parallel universes. I reckon that somehow, I think that's how we're gonna, the Infinity War might pan out, because now Marvel owns Fox. I think they're gonna basically. I think in Infinity War 2 they're gonna basically break time.
Didn't you say they were gonna bring someone else?
I don't know. I reckon we're gonna see someone. Not like I don't think it's gonna be someone as big as Wolverine. Someone from maybe the Fox or the X-Men universe who we don't. Oh, surely Marvel doesn't have the rights to them. I mean, I'm not saying it's gonna be someone huge like Wolverine, but I reckon they're gonna start small. I think they're gonna start. What they're gonna is mention that Scarlet Witch is a mutant. Because before she's just a person with powers, but we have not explained how she got her powers. So she was like, oh, she's born with them. She's got the X gene. You know, so and that'll be like, oh crap, mutants exist now.
Yeah, I see where you're going with this. Yeah.
And then gradually we'll be like, oh, I reckon that apparently there's a school in Westchester for mutants.
Yeah.
And then we'll start seeing. I don't know if Hugh Jackman's, because I think Hugh Jackman said he wanted to be in Avengers, but it would never happen. Now it could happen. Maybe he'll come back. I mean, I'd love him to, but Logan had such a good end point. He wouldn't want to end like it's like Shawn Michaels. I've said it before. Like, do with Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels had such a good ending. He's coming back. So yeah, I mean, so hopefully, I don't know what's happening with Fox because again, Spider-Man's with Marvel, but I don't know if everyone's going to go to Marvel. Going to get to the end. There's 3 more things to say. First thing I want to say: Venom versus Spider-Man 3.
It was almost like a different Venom.
It's
there was no backstory to the Venom in Spider-Man 3.
Sam Raimi, who directed Spider-Man trilogy, didn't understand Venom as a character. Topher Grace, who played Venom, he himself said Venom wasn't needed.
What it was is you've got a film with Sandman and sort of Harry as the Green Goblin.
Harry had to be the villain because the whole series about getting Harry back to the good side.
And they put
Sandman was a good villain.
A good character.
It brings it back to the first film because he's
and
the one who killed Uncle Ben.
Also, the fact is, right, Venom was very much the junior villain in Spider-Man 3.
But what should have happened in Spider-Man 3? He should have had the black suit because the hero has to hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
Which he did. But in the comic, it was a long, several year-long process. So he should have just started out, not even knowing it was a symbiote, just started out getting more aggressive, turning into a bit of a douchebag, and using his new power. It's Spider-Man Royce. Using his new power to beat the villain. And then we never got a Spider-Man 4 because no one liked Spider-Man 3. But if they'd have done Spider-Man 3 better without...
I didn't mind Spider-Man 3.
If you remove the variable of Venom, it probably would have been a better and more focused story. And then if we had have got a Spider-Man 4, then we should have had Venom.
The fact is, right, if you look at the Venom from Venom, Spider-Man ain't going to beat him.
He's a lot more badass.
Exactly.
But to be fair, Spider-Man found out his weakness really early on. So we don't like sound waves. Clang, clang, clang.
That's right, isn't it? Yeah. Like, to be honest, The Venom.
One thing. They were very naughty. They said that's his kryptonite.
Oh yeah.
Naughty. That's a phrase now, isn't it? Though. Like, you know, that's his kryptonite, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the opposite.
Achilles heel. I heard it in Constantine though, when it's like that's the all powerful Achilles heel. I thought Achilles heel was weak. What have you been reading? I love that. And Hellboy, when Hitler died in 1955, 45. Did he now? You know, history's wrong.
Not proven.
You know, I heard there was a theory. He hid away with a bunch of tin food, forgot his tin opener and starved to death. Real theory. I got taught that in history. Mental. I love the theory though. So, I love the Spider-Man series, but I will say Venom 2018 over Spider-Man 3.
Oh, definitely. What do I prefer, the film or do I prefer the portrayal of Venom? Alright, yeah, I probably prefer Venom as a film actually, yeah. Spider-Man 3 was alright though.
It was a good film. I will not diss the film. May not have liked the third film, but it's where the story which is probably what I'll defend The Dark Knight for. Didn't like The Dark Knight Rises at all. But it comes back to the first film. They get the original villain back, and he's now playing a part in the third film. And it turns out Bane came from the first place, apparently the same place. Yeah, but it makes sense. It all comes. I think the third film should always come back to the first film. You know, so it's like.
And that was Harry avenging his father.
Avenge me. So I will say I like Spider-Man 3 as a film. It didn't need Venom, so I will not. I like Spider-Man 3. It's one of my favourite films of my life. But Venom 2018 was a much better portrayal of Venom. They got Venom right.
It's like I said, in Spider-Man 3, Venom was the very junior of the villains. Well, Harry didn't do an awful lot really.
Sam
Raimi wasn't evil enough, but
yeah, that was the problem.
But the point I'm trying to make is,
to be fair, Harry in Amazing Spider-Man, not as good. I don't want to say not as good as an actor because I think he did such good. James Franco is a much more famous actor. You know, he's huge now. Disaster Artist, watch it. But the guy who played him in the Amazing Spider-Man, he played insane so well, and he was evil. He was like, there was nothing in there. That he weren't he weren't Peter's friend anymore. He was just evil. You know, and they had directorial balls to actually kill off Gwen Stacy. You know, I wanted Amazing Spider-Man 3. I hate you. But yeah.
Also, where did the sludge come from in Spider-Man 3?
It fell in a meteorite. And then just crawled out of the meteorite and then stuck to the back of his motorcycle.
That's right, yeah.
His scooter thing. Aunt May.
I don't like that scooter thing to drive.
I love the old Aunt May. She gets younger. She's like in her 60s. Then in Amazing Spider-Man, she's like in her 50s, and now she's in her 40s. Though I think was it Marisa Tomei? She looks younger than she is. I think she looks. You know, she's hot now. Why is Aunt May hot? You know.
Yeah, I've got to say, like with the first Spider-Man films, I like the cast. The Jonah Jameson was second to none.
They've not cast him since in Amazing Spider-Man. He gets a text from Jonah Jameson, but you never see him, and he's not even mentioned. I don't think in Amazing Spider-Man.
You can't better that guy who played Jonah Jameson. J.K.
Simmons, he's now Commissioner Gordon.
Oh man, all I've been seeing is Jonah Jameson.
You know, Stan Lee was like, I wrote the role for myself, but I can't even be angry because he did such a good job. That's really again. J.K. Simmons is such a good actor.
Fine, you're on fire. I need you.
I'm fine. I never thought that the best line in the whole thing. Spider-Man's menace. And it's supposed not menace. That's some slander. It is not. I resent that. You can print its libel. That's brilliant. So, what was your favourite bit of the film? I might say the post-credit scene, just because I thought we were going to get one eventually, but I had no idea we were going to jump right in the first one and say Carnage.
This might be an interesting answer. I think I kind of like the relationship between Venom and Eddie Brock and how that developed.
I love buddy cop films. You know, like when the main characters are. That's what Thor Ragnarok is, though. It's like Thor and Hulk are like they hate each other, but they're becoming best friends. You know, I love that. I love that. Cop out is hilarious and stuff. You know, just like, you know, it's like they should hate each other, but they're becoming best friends. I love that. You know, planes, trains, and automobiles. You know, it's like, you know, they.
That was another thing, how they didn't.
Beautiful.
Well, I think the John Candy did actually like him, like, or
he was a
didn't
really nice character.
mind him.
James Caan was a bit of a douchebag.
But was it
Was
James,
it James Caan?
No, I don't think it was.
No, that was
that's Misery.
Yeah. Keep talking. I'm going to Google it.
But no, I think John Candy's character actually did like the other guy. I don't know who they are. I didn't read credits. But the sort of posher, richer guy didn't like him because he was a bit loud, a bit, you know.
Steve Martin. I thought of it just before it came up. Steve Martin.
And it's how it develops, where eventually he buggers off without him, has to go back for him.
Such a beautiful film. We should do one on that though.
That's a great film.
Such a good, beautiful film. Funny. Dark when it needs to be funny when it needs to be. It's kind of got a point to it. Be nicer to people, man, and don't look beyond. Like, you know, he's a bit weird. He's poorer than you. You know, there might be someone deeper in there. You know.
Yeah.
It was a friend. There wasn't, you know, like there wasn't a girl in the film. You know, like they're getting gooey over a girl or nothing. It's just straight up buddy movie. It's really. I don't know. We got to be tangent into that. Like, we need to do a video on that. It's such a beautiful movie. Okay, this is why I'm genius. You're allowed to use clips and pictures from a film if it's in the purposes of a review. We've been reviewing it. Andrew, can you give me a rating out of 5? We're not going to Dave Meltzer it here. Give me a rating out of 5 for Venom.
It's a 4.5, 5. I really enjoyed the film.
Such a good film, and I love the fact that there's so much more to come. And I wanted Carnage, and we're getting that. You know, and the film's done really well actually, so we're probably definitely getting a sequel. I mean, the film's done really well because I was so annoyed when like Batman v Superman didn't do too well.
The thing is, I went cinema and there was 6 of us. There was me and him, and there was
Like count as 2.
James and Charlie, and our friend Alistair and Catherine,
His girlfriend.
Now, him and Alistair and James and Charlie are all proper into like superheroes.
With the nerd kids.
That sort of thing. I am less so, but I mean, I like Spider-Man and that's all good. I've seen some of them. And then you get Catherine, who, well, she's seen Deadpool actually and all that, but
Deadpool.
But
you need to see Deadpool.
But probably even less so than me. She's into like Lady and the Tramp, and we all actually walked out saying we'd really enjoyed it. And she honestly, like, she may have seen Deadpool, but she it's not really, superhero movies aren't really her thing. Like, she watches
I'm going to
horror
talk about
movies,
horrors.
but to be honest, she only does it because it's like horrible, I think.
But I say there's 13 days Halloween, so I'm going to throw some in. I don't know if I'll do a video for every film. I might do a sum up.
There's me who don't like all these deep, meaningful films, so I'm a bit too thick to understand it. There's her who's definitely really into Disney films.
Very into
Although so am I. And then, but her
I'll
as
watch a bit of everything.
her who's not really a superhero fan, me who's a bit 50-50, and then you guys who are proper fans who all walked out saying really good film.
I'd say mostly it's superhero movies, teen movies, wacky comedies in general. But I like a bit of everything though, because I watch some rom-coms. Not chick flicks, rom-coms. There is a difference.
I don't know if I have a type of film. I do like Disney films, but I don't know if I have a type of film. One of my favourite films of all time is E.T.
I said we'll do a video on E.T. We will do a video.
I'm
on
down with
E.T.
that. E.T.
We need to set a day aside. We do nothing. We'll just watch E.T., analyse it, and then do a video on it. Or we could just do a straight commentary and watch E.T. and say it as we see it.
I've got to be honest, I'm probably not really good at these because I probably just rambled this whole video.
We've
Because
tangent, but I like tangents.
I don't know how to conduct these videos.
I have a list which I have not paid attention to.
I just talk, and what I don't.
But
know,
I like the realness of it. It's not rigid. It's like we say what's on. We say what we think.
I'm probably very rigid. Like and well, yes, meh. And if I don't know what to say, I'll just let you carry on because I just.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's a film I've seen once at the cinema a few days ago, and
I just really want to talk about it.
I'm just chipping in with my tuppence.
I mean, when I come home, straight away after seeing a film, I spoil it for everyone. I was like, yeah, this happened, this happened, this happened. You know, I'm assuming everyone who watches this video has seen the film.
We probably should have said at the beginning.
I'll put in the description.
Not seen it.
I'll put in the
do not
description.
watch.
I'll put Venom with spoilers, and then I'll do another Venom without spoilers.
And just if we haven't given it away anymore and you've not seen the film, you're still watching.
The Butler did it!
Yeah, that was it. And if you haven't watched it and you're going to, something very strange happens with a billy goat, a katana, and Mr. Bean.
That's Deadpool, the katana.
I don't know, I was making it up.
It's
you with that katana over
Deadpool's
there.
a buddy cop move. I have the blade sword. Blade sword.
No, just what I saw.
It's not made of silver nitrate. You can't kill vampires with it.
Have you tried?
I haven't tried, actually. I mean, I've not actually gone out there looking for vampires.
It may not be sharp, but it's pretty like pointy. That could do some damage.
Oh, who was in Twilight? James?
Cedric Diggory.
Yeah. Chris...
Oh, James Patterson.
James Patterson.
Is it James Patterson? Something Patterson. I'm not sure if it is. Is it James? No, I don't think it is.
Who's the book writer? Is that James Patterson?
No, Robert Patterson.
Robert Patterson. You know, he picked on Jack Whitehall in school.
Oh, you know what? Like, about that, it's like Harry Potter's dad, who was a
Robert.
school bully.
Robert, yeah.
Horrible.
Guys, I love you gotta watch Jack Whitehall's show actually on Netflix. And it's like he used to be obsessed with was it Robin Hood? He used to go around dressed as Robin. And it's like Robert Pattinson's first acting role was in a school play, but was outshined by the boy who dressed as Robin Hood. And he's like, yes, everyone bloody loves him. And his fears are like and he's like, first fear is probably good acting. And he's like, being stabbed. Is that a fear? No, I wouldn't say I have a phobia about it, but I don't want it.
Yeah,
No.
My first acting role was the troll in Three Billy Goats Gruff.
That's what I was going, by the way. I haven't gone out killing vampires. I'll stab Robert Pattinson, see if it works. I quite enjoy doing that.
Are we done on the Venom? Anything else you'd like to add?
I think I'm done. Was there anything that you wanted to say and I haven't covered? That I really wanted to talk about at this moment.
If I say no now, we're gonna finish the video and then I'll be like, oh shit.
If you remember one, I'll draw you in. We're doing the video with James, as long as it's not spoiler filled.
No, probably not. I know I was asking you a fair few questions during the film because there was little bits that I didn't quite.
Well, no, but I mean, I like it when you ask questions. I know you're listening and you know you're taking it in. So, I mean, yeah. So, but I like because we got an opinion from someone who doesn't necessarily watch superhero movies. So, watching it as a film is a film.
Because I can talk to you about the Spider-Man films because I've seen them. But if you ask me about like
Captain America: The Winter Soldier, go.
Ain't seen Green Lantern. Green Arrow.
Don't watch Green Lantern ever.
Why?
It's supposed to be. I actually really liked Green Lantern. But no one likes Green Lantern. But they gave Ryan Reynolds dead.
Although one of my favourite superhero movies, Batman the movie.
66.
That is a great film, especially when he punches and it says Biff on the screen.
In my Back to the Future parody, when he punches Biff, it says Biff. See what I did there? He punched Biff. And it said, you know who plays Biff's son? Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Alright. Yeah, no.
Blew my mind earlier.
With that 66 Batman film, I just think that Cesar Romero is a great Joker.
Well, I'm going to do the Joker for Halloween, and as a tribute to Cesar Romero, I'm going to keep my moustache.
And the Penguin was really good. I mean, Danny DeVito, I've seen this film like once years ago, did a good job. But I kind of liked how it wasn't as dark as the other films.
Depends on the character. Joker has to be dark.
Cesar Romero won.
Yeah, but I feel like the Joker's a scary character, though. I mean, he's just playing. But the problem with Cesar Romero was, though, the director thought the Joker was just a clown.
So, the Joker is not a dark character, right?
No. He thought he was just a clown.
We're going so totally off Venom, aren't we?
That's alright. So he made Riddler and Penguin the main villains.
I like Penguin. I dressed up as him once.
I love Riddler so much. Riddler
on land you may rule, but it suits me.
Riddler can be dark. Riddler can be either. Penguin doesn't really need to be that level of dark. Though I like now he's more of a gang lord. He owns the nightclubs and stuff. You know, so I mean it's dark but not scary.
He does look like that though, don't he? Really, like you know, demonic.
You know, they got the idea for the Penguin. There used to be a cigarette brand that had a penguin smoking on it, and they're like, looks like a little fat man in a suit. So they're like, let's make a fat man in a suit smoking a cigarette.
Little fat man in a suit smoking a cigarette. No, I'm not the Penguin.
He's dressed as him.
Because I'm a little fat guy, I put a suit on, I guess.
I was Anarchy, man. I'm gonna do Heath Ledger's Joker for Halloween.
I was well happy.
As a tribute to Caesar, I'm gonna shave my beard.
The whole beard?
I'm gonna shave the beard.
Really, for Halloween?
Dye my hair green. But I'll shave it off afterwards, but I'll keep the moustache as a tribute to Caesar Romero. And then I'll shave off the moustache afterwards. The hair is going green. For Halloween. That rhymed.
Well.
Poet don't know it.
Well, I weren't taking my hair off to be Penguin. It was just a Penguin that happened to have long hair.
Danny DeVito had long hair. Well, what's left of it.
Yeah, but I want that type of Penguin. Do you know I found out he's 4'10"?
4'10", he's very tiny now.
I thought he was going to be like, 5'2", 5'3". No.
I was watching this video and they were saying like, if Wolverine was comically accurate, he would be 5 foot tall. Imagine if Danny DeVito just got really, really jacked. That would be an accurate Wolverine.
Danny DeVito jacked.
Like, how tall's Hugh Jackman? Like 6'2" or something. He's tall. He's
well
very tall.
Yeah.
I mean, Tangent City.
It's like this video. I look well taller than you.
Yeah, because I'm 5'8", 5'9". You're about, I don't want to say
5'4" maybe.
Yeah, so it's like basically look at the picture of Hornswoggle sat next to Vince McMahon. I'm going to put it up in the middle actually, so let's see if I can find it.
But if we stand up, he's like.
Yeah. So well, I've been slouching the whole bit. When I sit up though, you mean you probably be able to see it?
I don't know how tall you are.
5'8", 9-ish. I don't want to overstretch it. 5'8" and a bit.
Really, if you're say 5'9", I'm as low as 5'3", so it's 4-6 inches difference in height. I might be 5'4", you might be 5'8".
Mhm. I'm not going to make a joke about 4-6 inches difference.
His mind works different to mine.
Mine went very differently to everybody. That's the autism. I have a very unique brain. Not in an intelligent way. Just in a weird way. That's why I do these videos, so I say what's on my mind.
Yeah, and also, like I said, we've gone totally off Venom for the last 10 minutes. I was saying, I'm going to say, the fact is, I have no idea the etiquette for these videos.
Oh, there's no etiquette.
Or if you're
put your elbows on the table, sneeze.
Meant to go
fart. I farted, safety.
I don't know, I just come in here and chip in with the tuppence, so I don't know what to say, I just don't say nothing.
I gave my £7.50, you only put a tuppence in. I talk a lot.
Well, that's good, because I couldn't lead one of these.
I stretched it to an hour and a half. I wanted to get an hour and a half.
Oh, did you? You told me an hour.
I didn't tell you that, did I?
Not that I'm trying to, duck out of it, I'm just like...
I had to talk about Venom, though, because I think as I didn't like Tom Hardy in Batman, I was straight away like, oh, Venom's going to be shit. It's not even a horror movie. They said it'd be a horror movie. It's brilliant. I'll give it a 4.5 star as well.
I might even go as far as... The fact is, right...
One of those.
Yeah, it's not a clear-cut horror movie, at least. It's
dark, it's a little bit scary, but I mean...
yeah, dark, bit scary.
One or two jump scares, I mean. But not... jump scares are cheap scares. It's not creepy.
Was it really a jump scare?
No.
Although one of the creepiest bits for me was that little girl that was possessed by Riot.
Little girls always...
walking up, it's like Orphan and shit.
The Shining. The twins.
Oh, was there 2 of them?
There's twins, they're just...
honestly, films about possessed kids, they actually, I think, scare me more.
I'm going to do a video on
I think it's because kids aren't scary. I mean, I know you can say, oh, I'll be scared if I had 5 and the little buggers running around my house. Yeah, cool. What I mean is...
kids scare me.
Children, they're not... You know what I mean? Children aren't meant to be scary.
Yeah.
And I think that's why.
But I think that's like things like Chucky though. Something you'd associate as not harmful. But it's like, you know, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man in Ghostbusters? It's something cute and harmful. They make a 100-foot monster. His eyes are pure evil. He's out to kill the Ghostbusters. You know, and it's like something you'd assume is innocent and cute.
And also,
when it isn't.
It's like with that dog right now. I know that there's
the Gamma dogs from the Incredible Hulk.
I know that some people, like my nan, are scared of dogs, right?
Poopies.
But dogs aren't scary in that way. Like I mean, dogs. Basically, if you're scared of dogs, you're scared they're gonna bite you, right?
Yeah,
that's the only thing really.
I don't want a big dog barking at me, you know.
No. I mean, I suppose the noise could make you jump and all that. I mean, I like dogs, but
I wouldn't say they were creepy looking. No, not creepy looking.
No, but when it's possessed by that thing, it kind
Cats
of was.
Creep me out.
Oh.
Depends on the cat.
I like cats.
They sneak around.
Well, no, it depends on the cat.
The eyes glow in the dark.
Dog. Slightly.
That's demonic.
But with like dogs, like I think when every dog is born, there's. I mean, not always they're like people. They've got different temperaments. But I don't think that people that say, "Oh, dogs are vicious," they're only vicious. I mean, like trained or not trained. Yeah. So like, unless it's a Chihuahua, them things are nasty.
So the dog in Venom.
Was it a Chihuahua? Oh yeah, it was like a short-haired one though, right?
I know. What about the dog in Venom?
Well, yeah,
bringing you back to the track.
I just find it kind of creepy when the dog was possessed. When that little girl was, it's just that little girl slowly walking towards Colton Drake, like when she's possessed and what her eyes going funny and all that, like clouded up or whatever. That kids
glitches a little bit, doesn't it? You know, it's like
kids that are like not right. Oh no.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Oh. Tangent too.
But it wasn't a clear-cut horror movie. There were creepy bits in it.
Yeah.
And there was, I suppose, slightly vicious bits.
There's not gratuitous blood.
Don't watch it if you like to get scared, because it won't.
Yeah, I mean, I say don't bring your little kids to it. I mean, it is a 15 in the UK, but it's only PG-13 in America. I wouldn't say it's not going to warp your kids for life. I mean,
if you're taking out the F-bomb, would it be a 12?
I don't know. I mean, because you're usually allowed one F-bomb, aren't you? Those superhero movies are a bit more strict on it, aren't they? Avengers, you won't get one because it's Disney. X-Men has an F-bomb in every film now, and they don't get done for it.
No.
But I feel like that's the joke, though. You know, it's like in X-Men now, you know someone's going to get told to F off.
I don't think it would scare a 14-year-old.
No, but kids don't get easily scared these days. I mean, remember in Doctor Who, you used to hide behind your sofa when you saw the Daleks. Kids don't get scared by that now.
Yeah, but genuinely, one of the most scary things I ever saw was a 12.
What was that?
X-Files Tombs, if anyone's seen it.
Tombs is a good movie. TV movie. But
and basically it's about some guy that rips people's livers out. It's a 12, and then like he used to like lurk in dark places.
Most X-Files is a 15, but I think that one might be.
Glowed in the dark.
Is it Squeeze and Tombs? I think Squeeze is a 12 and I think Tombs is a 15.
Well, either way, to be honest though, I think it might even be in Squeeze, which is where he hides in Scully's like rafters in the roof. And then grabs her necklace, and you see his eyes go in dark, and it's like a trophy of the next person he's going to kill. Honestly, that creeped me out. It's a well-written
story. I really like Tombs, actually. It's probably the best one.
Although I had
an
audio book of it before, and honestly, it was actually probably more chilling as an audio book.
I've got the app Creepypasta, and it's got horror like audio books on it. And I think it's the way they're told is what's scary.
But the guy voicing it was good, and he just goes... Anyway, this isn't the exact words, but it was just something like this, and it was years since I listened to it, but it's something like, anyway, as Scully walked up the stairs, she felt like herself snag on something, and she, and then she, like, in some way disregarded her and walking, but if she had have looked up at that moment, she would have seen two glowing yellow eyes, and honestly, written down...
That's horrible yellow eyes!
Written down, it was... quite chilling, or maybe I scare easily. Maybe
I've never watched a film that's terrified me, but I don't watch the really messed up horror movies either.
I'm not watching Humans.
I don't. Not that's just rubbish.
I'm not watching it. End of.
It's just shock horror. It's not even a good story. Like satanic stuff. I don't like satanic stuff because it's kind of like, you know, as I was raised Christian though, it's like maybe I don't believe really, but I mean, but what if there is a devil out there? You know, that's why satanic films probably would scare me the most. Or things that are nearly human, so it's almost scientifically accurate. But that means it's Splice. The trailer was scarier than the film. The film was a bit meh, but the trailer scared me.
More, I think.
Yeah, it's a messed up film. But you know, it's like when something's like nearly human. Means I've started working on a novel, and it's like have people that are kind of like mutated slightly, but there's still people in there. That's what creeped me out.
Is it called Friend Request?
Or is it Unfriended, or is it one of those?
Unfriended.
There's 2 films.
The Dark Web Unfriended was fine, right?
Mm.
I think it's called Friend Request, and you've got that girl who's like that proper like emo girl and all that.
Has been emo in a horror movie.
I've got to say I found that one quite harrowing actually. Like, I don't know why. I think
it's a chiller film. It's creepy.
And you get some of them like there's this film called Gallows about they do a school play with hangings.
But again, that one as well. It's like you're waiting for it to happen.
No, it was where I think that person's on the camera, and then like they just look away for a second, and when they look again, that there's the rope is around their neck. It's horrible.
Oh, that's good directing.
No, I just I scare easily, okay, and I don't like horror films particularly.
We need to see Slender Man.
Oh, watch that. That'd be fine. What about that?
I'll watch the videos on YouTube, but the game terrifies me.
Yeah, that's the thing with the game. Like
suspense.
I scare easily, right? And they were playing the game, and they were like,
I need to do a reaction video of me playing it, you know.
And they just get me. Oh, it's fine. I don't care. Comes near me, I'll just kick him in the arse, and it's fine. It's fine.
And I
didn't jump.
If death comes towards me, I'll rip his nipples off.
And I would have done to Slenderman.
He wasn't scouse enough.
I just said, he comes near me, I'll kick him in the arse, it'll be fine. And like, there was him and Amber playing him, like, woo, Slenderman.
Oh, is our account Wicked Willow 13 or something? Her YouTube tag. She I think she's deleted most of her videos now, actually, but she's on YouTube. Wicked Willow, I think.
I don't know what she did videos on.
She did some on Pokemon, but I think she deleted them. She did Nuzlocke videos. And now she's got a video game where she plays as dinosaurs or something. She's on there somewhere. She exists. Just.
I don't know. I don't really play games. Pokemon Go level 40. Just saying.
I'm level 35, nearly level 36. He's better than me at Pokemon Go.
Wow. What can I say?
So I won't do a Pokemon on my phone because I've got a screen recorder. So I might do like Yellow or something. There's someone plowed through Yellow in 2 hours.
2 hours.
2 hours. Someone plowed through Yellow.
I thought the cinematics would probably take about that long. Bloody, like, you know, the things you've got
the
to do.
The talky bits. But you can kind of get on with it.
Cinematics is probably the wrong word to use.
The talky bits, the dialogue. Because I know the new game's just like half an hour before you can get started, isn't it?
Yeah, it takes ages. Like, there's a Bidoof here.
Bidoof!
He'll probably catch it. But,
Welcome 4th Gen.
Oh, yeah, that came out, like...
yesterday.
2 days before this video was made. I
don't know if I'll upload the video now or upload it in the morning because this is going to be an hour and a half of editing. This will be fun.
Yeah, it's kind of getting it on a bit now. It's early hours in the morning.
We've done hour 40. We've only done about an hour on Venom. We've
probably done about 20 minutes. On
we did about 5 minutes. Isn't it? We just talked about tangent into Pokemon Go, planes, trains, and automobiles.
Yeah, we're on 100 minutes. That's a long time.
100 triple figure. I'm proud of myself up top.
I remember when we did All In.
All In.
Then we did All In.
We've got to do the 70th anniversary.
And he said, "Oh, we'll make it an hour," and I was like, "We'll never make it an hour, 40 minutes if you're lucky."
I structured it though.
And then with this,
I kind of rushed it at the end.
I thought we'd probably get to an hour. But like, yeah, seriously, dude, we're on more like 2.
I had a list. I don't know how long my because I only planned on doing the other video about 15 minutes, but this one's gone longer than I expected.
Right. Is there anything else you need to add then?
No.
Should we wrap up here?
I think we're good.
But yes, one final thing. Venom, great film. If you haven't seen it, see it.
I approve this shit. I'm going to put a stamp up, by the way. It's going to be approved. Yeah. That's all from me.
Oh, from me.
And J-Man out.